impact do you see each candidate's platform having towards Hoosiers that work in manufacturing and agriculture?
Yeah, I think that this is really big because we also have issues that aren't necessarily at the federal level, like property taxes and other things that are very much affecting things. Like I said, I think the tariff debate and how that goes will be important. I'd like to see how members of Congress and senators running, if they're echoing the same kind of tariff notion that President Trump has been pushing. And I think that will have a big kind of component because once you start raising tariffs, the economists would say the tariffs will start leading. And agriculture usually is one of the main drivers of protectionism overall. We certainly see that in the European context and in the American context at some point. But it's noteworthy that I think there's a lot more agreement in some of these areas than what we would have expected given, as we said, the kind of polarized and not working together. So for instance, trade with China. The Biden administration kept on some of those tariffs, and certainly Kamala Harris hasn't suggested she would remove some of the tariffs put on, particularly for electric vehicles and some of these primary aspects. The investment in chips and other kind of important, and American steel, as has been noted by both of them, the kind of worry about U.S. steel being sold to Japanese companies. So I think there's a lot of commonality in some of these overall frameworks, as we'll see some of the issues like property taxes and home affordability. I think Kamala Harris is developing some plans as far as tax reduction for down payments and some of the first-time homeowners that already the federal government is pretty aggressive at helping with, but certainly will add some fuel to hopefully kickstart, in her case, what that is. I think in large part the Trump administration will point backward and say, look how things were prior to COVID, and that's what we would like to return to. Whether or not that manifests itself in explicit policies is a different issue.